of you may be wondering what we're doing here or how we got here. So I thought we'd give you a little bit of a history as to why Lorraine and I are standing up here. So over the past few years, Lorraine and I have had various chats about gender imbalance in the workplace and about supporting women in business. And Lorraine found, I'm speaking on your behalf now, Lorraine found in her roles in the cruise industry and with me setting up a business, I did tell a story which I won't retell in the October event about when I set up my own travel business nearly 23 years ago, that many people thought it must be owned by either my husband, my ex-boss, or very strangely, my landlord. So it's like... and so we've had conversations over the years about the challenges that we both face, and we've both been members of Network, the Organisation for Women in Business and the Professions and the Arts. But we were both conscious that there was nothing for the travel industry, for women specifically in the travel industry. I suppose for me, I really realised the difference when I became president, took on the role of president of the ITAA, and I realised that so many meetings that I went to, I was the only woman at the meeting. I was looking around going, where are all the other women? This industry is 80% odd women, and where are the rest of them? So we said, okay, Lorraine actually did all the hard work. She started researching and she found AWTE. And from the moment we contacted them, they were so supportive and so helpful and really, really interested. And the timing was really right because they decided that they want to expand out of the UK. So it was really lucky for us. Now, some people, in the last few weeks, when we've been talking about this, people have said, but why do we need something? Why do we need an association for women in the travel business? So I did a little bit of research, not an awful lot. And I was just checking, the World Economic Forum in 2016 told us that the economic participation and opportunity gender gap worldwide is still 41%, which is actually a reversal on several years of progress. Political participation is even worse. The gap is 77%. Now, Ireland actually ranks really well. We're actually number 6 overall. But that's because we do really well in education. But our ranking with regard to economic participation and opportunity actually drops to number 49. And our health and survival ranking for women stands at 54. So we drop from overall number 6 back down to 54 for health. When we were talking about setting up this organisation, we came across, Eoghan actually told us about the 30% Club, which was launched as a campaign in the UK in 2010, with the goal of achieving a minimum of 30% women on FTSE 100 boards. And currently, their figure stands at 27%, up from 12.5%. And that has happened through the efforts that they have made. In Ireland, it's 10.3% for the ISEC index of women on boards. So, and we've seen the Irish girls here have seen that over the last week how hard the Irish women's football team had to fight for very basic requirements. And yet we know that diversity in the workplace is good for companies. It's good for every aspect of our lives, and it's actually good for the economic outlook for the company. And yet, so many companies just have the men still at the top and the women in the middle. Probably should move on slides as well. Okay, so and I'm delighted that Aer Lingus has embraced this diversity and is demonstrating with their participation here today. And when we asked Eoghan initially, would she get involved in this, she didn't even hesitate for a moment. So we'll hear from Eoghan in a few minutes, but we're really, really grateful to her for coming on board, not just coming on board, but coming on board with such enthusiasm. So, to go back a little bit, Lorraine and I started talking to the AWTE and they really embraced us, and we thought initially about maybe setting up an Irish organisation. And then when we started talking, Lorraine particularly started talking to Debbie and to her board, and saying this organisation has been around for 64 years in the UK. So why would we start a whole new organisation in Ireland when we could actually tap in, and they really welcomed us to tap into their organisation. So it made a huge amount of sense. And over the past few weeks, they have been so supportive. They've set up an AWTE.ie website, which will be live very shortly. And not only will the members in Ireland have access to the membership here, but we will immediately, you'll all have your sign-in. Any of you who have signed up for membership will have a sign-in for the UK website, hopefully by the end of the week or so. And you will see then you'll be able to tap into the membership in the UK. And as Debbie mentioned, there are global members. There's members in Myanmar and there's members in Nepal. And and we won't talk about the secret of Dubai, but anyway, but there will be members all over the world. Do you know what I mean? And we can, as Irish members of AWTE Ireland, we can tap into that straight away. So, you've already been introduced to our committee, so you know who we are. So we've got Lorraine and myself, Eoghan, Niamh and Fiona, wherever she's down there. So, and we will be building on that as over the next year. At the moment, the structure of AWTE Ireland is trustees and a committee, and we will, as Debbie said, have a board in place by this time next year, so you'll hear more about that. The pillars of the organisation, as Debbie said, are networking with like-minded women. So that's what we're doing here, developing our members, and to that end we have already put some events in place. So on the 20th of June we will have Building Your Confidence in Business. So we were hoping actually Maureen Gallagher, who runs that workshop, would be here tonight, but unfortunately she couldn't join us. But you will be hearing more about that very shortly. We've then put in a summer networking event. We haven't found the venue yet, but we're working on it, you know. And then on September, on the 22nd of September, we will have a digital workshop in conjunction with a UK company that's working with AWTE in the UK. So that'll be the first cooperation that we'll have. They've already used this company and found them really good. So we'll use that experience to bring to you to make sure that you get the advantage of that as well. So, we also have, let me see, what else have we got? Yeah, so there's a whole calendar of other events. I'm not going to read them all down to you. You can access them on the website, but you can see there's a whole calendar of events that the UK organisation have set in place, and we are welcome at all of those events. So if you're doing business in the UK, or you want to do business in the UK, or you want to tap into some knowledge, experience, some talent in the UK, use your AWTE website and just have a look in there and see what you can find. So, let's see. Okay, so that's, go back a bit. Okay, so that's really it for me. I just really wanted to welcome you, introduce you to the committee, and to tell you that we're really looking forward to working with all of you and with our colleagues in the UK. We're going to miss Debbie so much, what are we going to do? But we'll be delighted to work with the new board when they come into place after the 26th of April meeting. And we're looking forward to attending some of the UK events, which we will be sending out to you, and I hope that many of you will also join us and travel out to the UK to some of their events, and we hope that to welcome many of their board and many of their members to our events over here.